Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, April 16th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is beyond right doing and wrong doing, there is a field and I will meet you there. That is a Rumi verse, and I think as we build into this full moon energy on Friday and just with the current events of things, a really important way for us to view the happenings. So unavoidably, we need to look at what happened with Notre Dame today on the 15th as I'm recording. Today, Notre Dame, Our Lady, this cathedral, this centuries-old cathedral, went up in flames. But I find so many interesting things around this, and I've been talking with friends about it for a large portion of the day. There's a part of me that's like, oh, this is sad. You know, it's this ancient thing with all of this history. There's a part of me is like, oh, this is symbolic. We need to look at this. There's a part of me like, this is good. Like, the Catholic Church needs a little fire of transformation to move through it. So I'm having, all the feelings around it. There's a few things I do want to point out as we build into this full moon, which brings up the polarity of the yin and the yang. The yin being the full moon in Libra representing that yin. Libra is ruled by Venus, and Aries representing the yang. Aries ruled by Mars energy. So the yin and the yang I really see as symbolic. Notre Dame in French means Our Lady. So we have that. There is a strong energy of the feminine that is connected to it. One of the things in spirituality is that the young side of spirituality, the masculine side of spirituality, something even maybe a little bit patriarchal, a lot of the work pushes you up to the top. Meditation practices, it doesn't sink you into the body. What happened at this church, which is very interesting, these fires of transformation, which is very yin to some extent, can be yang in some extent too. The fires of transformation burnt the roof. It burnt the steeple, reaching up into the sky, up like the masculine energy. That was burnt to a crisp. That came tumbling down. The inside of this cathedral, this church, this sacred place, the womb area of this energy was saved, was, I wouldn't say completely untouched, but wow, very much intact. And I think that's very indicative of many things that's happening in the world and many things that may even be happening in our lives. And it's really important as we finish up this young energy, as we finish up this Aries time and build into this full moon, this yin full moon in Libra, to take notice of this. What is being called to be burnt away in your life? This may be very physical and it may be kind of esoteric, but this is a really good time to notice this. And again, good or bad, I don't know. Beyond right doing or wrong doing, there's a field, I'll meet you there. This isn't about that judgment. There's no judgment there. It's more about, wow, where is this happening for me? In these cards that I have, here we have the yin, the Queen of Cups. Here we have this transformation energy that's happening. And then here we have this integration. And we are being called more and more into this integration within ourselves. So, macrocosm, microcosm. Where is this happening in your life that's pulling you more inside yourself, more into the womb, more into your inner knowing, more into that soul connection that is always there within you, that's beyond knowledge and wisdom and teaching and all of those things? How can you sink in? Now, it's so fascinating, the timing of this on an astrological level. We've been talking about the South Node, which is these old patterns connecting with Pluto, connecting with Saturn, how these karmic things have been unwinding. Capricorn is the sign of structures. So here's a very physical vision of a structure that has been like a standard in our world going through transformation. We need to be very aware of this in our own lives. What are the karmic followays that are happening for you right now? Be very aware of them. There's reason for everything, and sometimes we have a big fire to help show us things. And this isn't to take away any sadness that if you are feeling that, any joyfulness if you're feeling that, no judgment on anything. I mean, the Catholic Church, I think everybody can agree, needs some fire of purification themselves. I'm saying that as somebody who grew up Catholic. Even if this is something that has been done by somebody, even if there is some level of sabotage, there's lessons for it in us, or in this situation, and the lessons are within us. And this is an important time to notice. I also bring this up because today we have Mercury reaching its final day in Pisces. It shifts into Aries late tonight, 11:50. It's reaching the point where it's out of its shadow, out of these lessons. There's something very karmic in the astro that has been going on. And again, I bring this to your attention. Where do you need to receive these lessons at this time? Where is this transformation hitting you to bring you into greater harmony within yourself, within your own yin and yang energies, within your own balance of your giving and receiving, your doing and allowing in your life? Because the more you can come into that balance, the more you can embrace your soul, the more you will step into your healing position on this planet and the work that you're here to do. So be very aware of that. Speaking of all these things, we have the moon in Virgo. I'm trying to move through this. There's so much to be said, but I'm trying to move through this. Moon in Virgo. Moon in Virgo brings our attention to reality. The first connection, however, that the moon in Virgo connects to today is Neptune. And Neptune is reminding us to allow the yin, allow the mystery, allow the feminine, allow the unknown to infiltrate your daily life. And this is so important, to not keep them on opposite sides, to not keep them on extremes, but to integrate these energies. So that sets the tone of the day. And remember, Mercury at 29 Pisces through the majority of this day is saying the same. If you take the time to tap in today, my feeling is very profound messages can come through. And maybe you've been getting them. For the last 3 weeks, I've been having really profound conversations with people and bringing through really interesting things in my readings. So take some time while you're in this reality, ground it in, to listen for the messages that want to sink in and help you integrate on the next level. Moon is making most of the connections through the day. In fact, all of the connections through the day. Moon is also connecting to Saturn. Again, there's a lot of karma happening on this material realm that is unwinding at this time. Pay attention to your feelings, but again, I want to remind you, pay attention to the deeper meanings that pop up and show for you, because there are messages in these happenings for you to help you understand yourself and, like I said, come into a greater level of integration. Moon will connect to South Node, Pluto, showing us some of this karma that's unwinding, reminding us we have the power to step outside of the patterns that we've gotten used to and to nurture our way into our new patternings that support us. Past the conditioning. That's one of the cards I have today, is the conditioning. Conditioning, this card really represents that Capricorn energy. This is the devil card in traditional tarot, which is connected to the sign of Capricorn or the planet Saturn. So not getting caught up in the conditioning. Oh, this is bad, but being willing to look from that place, good or bad, I don't know. Being willing to look from that higher perspective so that you can get your lesson and know how you, on this physical realm, Moon and Virgo, are meant to integrate your personal nurturing and what you need to help move you through this. We do have the Moon square Jupiter. My feeling is conventional knowledge and wisdom, it has pockets of information for you, but you need to be willing to look beyond. You need to be willing to take a higher perspective. Take everything with balance. Again, I feel like if you approach everything today, good or bad, I don't know, and be willing to have the revelations come through to you, I think that's your highest responsibility in this energy today. See if you can do it. It's not always easy because we do have snap judgments. But I think when we can go outside those snap judgments, we can use discernment and see things from another level. We also have the moon opposite Venus. So we have Venus, like I mentioned earlier or yesterday, Venus finishing up her process through the sign of Pisces. Again, the yin, I've been saying the yin has been rising. We have been feeling her more and more. And my feeling is this church, Our Lady, Notre Dame, this experience, even the fire feels very yin. Maybe the Kali level of yin, but it feels like something we all need to do. Burn up some of these conditions that we've been carrying within us because of guilt, because of the shoulds, because of indoctrination, and make that yin even more present in ourselves, in our lives, in reality, in this reality-based world. And I know that can be confusing because people are like, well, what is the yin? And you may even go online and like look up yin energy. But yin is something that is, to me, beyond definition. Something that needs to be felt, something needs to be experienced, something that needs to be unleashed. So you can go look up the definition of yin, but once you do that, feel it for yourself. How is that yin wanting to move forward in and through yourself? Because I guarantee it is beyond any definition that you may read about it. Finally, Mercury out of shadow. We are done. We are done with our first Mercury situation, Mercury retrograde experience of 2019. We got 2 more coming down the line, so you know what to look for. But as Mercury shifts into Aries, we will exit that. Now, a thing to note, because I'm going to do the Horoscope tomorrow because it's changing so late in the evening, or the Mercury and Aries scope for tomorrow. But as Mercury finishes between the 29 degree and the 0 degree, communication can get wonky, especially that 29 degree Pisces. This is time to tune in and allow messages to come through. They can be very profound, especially if you can open up your mind to them. So be willing to listen. But beyond that, there is relief, some level of relief, to be moving out of the shadow. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. I just want to show you these cards one more time because, wow, they blew my mind. The yin. Here she is. Can you receive this energy within you? Can you let it sink down to the place of yin within you? Can you allow these transformations that are happening at this time, that are burning up these things that have been overused, that have kept you from the willingness to sink in, so that you can reach this place of integration and move beyond the conditioning and the shoulds, those guilts, the indoctrinations that have been put within you. So I also need to show you that I didn't write very much on here. This is very much channeled through, but when I was sitting here with the astro, all these hearts, little hearts came through. So, kiss, kiss from the universe, just the same. It's kind of the message, like, it's okay. It's all good. Okay, so besides that, what are you grateful for in this moment? Tune in, allow that to expand within you. And besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There is more than enough love in the world for you, and you do have the power. Namaste.